am Jonathan Knight. This is B-Movie Madness. I haven't done a review in a few weeks. I've been battling a cold that's lasted way longer than it should have, but now I'm much better, and I'm doing a review. Now, the movie I'm going to review tonight, the 1980 horror thriller Fiend, directed by one of my favorite B-movie directors, Don Dohler. I believe he did this one after The Alien Factor, which is one of my favorites, and this recently was released on Blu-ray. It was, done in 2K, so it looks. They didn't really clean it up too much, but it looks a lot better than the old DVD. Before I get into all of it, the movie's about this evil spirit thing called a fiend that goes into graveyards and it enters the bodies of dead people and brings them back to life. But in order for the person to stay alive, they have to suck the. Let me see what it says. The life. They have to suck the life force out of people. So this man named Longfellow, continually goes around strangling people and sucking the life force out of them. Pretty much that's the whole movie. And there's a neighbor of his that is very suspicious of him. A little girl is killed in the movie. This movie goes that far. And this guy's determined to find out who Longfellow is and if he's the killer. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Don Dohler. And although I enjoyed this movie, I did have a big problem with it. And the problem is that at 92 minutes, it's way too long. Now, that might not seem long to a lot of people, but Don Dohler's movies are usually a very quick 80-minute movie. This one is very repetitive. He strangles someone, sucks the life force out of them. There's not really any gore. And it does that on and on and on and on for 92 minutes. With the little side parts. There's scenes in this movie where I kept on thinking you can cut that out, you cut that out, cut that out, and you could have got a lean 80. You could remove 10 minutes from this movie and be so much better paced. But it doesn't stop the fact that the movie, although I did enjoy it because it has that early 80s, low budget charm to it. It is a little, repetitive and it goes on way too long. The acting is bad. My favorite actor. Well, my least favorite actor is Don Dohler's son plays a kid in the movie, and he is so wooden in the movie that is hilarious. The main character, Longfellow, Don Leffert, he passed away a couple years ago. He's good. He looks menacing and intimidating and all that. But for the most part, the acting is just it's okay. This review is kind of two reviews in one because I found out there's an Easter egg on this Blu-ray. Now, it's not listed anywhere that there's an Easter egg, and it's the 1991 movie that Don Dohler did called Blood Massacre. It was actually filmed in the 80s and it was unreleased till the 90s. This movie is most of Don's movies have some kind of monster in it. He's the villain, the Fiend, is a ghoul, kind of like a zombie stuck in the life force. Usually he does with aliens or something. The Blood Massacre is about a group of criminals who take a family hostage, not realizing the family themselves are psychopaths who like to eat people, and there's some kind of zombie creatures that shows up in the movie. I'm gonna be honest, I think Blood Massacre is the better movie of this. I think the set is worth getting for Blood Massacre. Now, Blood Massacre is in standard definition. It does look rough. It was filmed in 60mm like this, so it wasn't cleaned up. So when I watched it, I was I first watched it this is the early 90s. This looks more like the early 80s. This is how rough it looks. But it has a charm to it. And I think the last act of the movie, when the family starts killing off the criminals or hunting them down, it's awesome. There's lots of gore. The performances are between good and bad. I thought George Stover was a lot of fun. If you don't know George Stover, he was in every single Don Dohler's movies. And he usually plays a good guy. In this movie, he plays the lead criminal, and he's really fun. There's an actress in the movie whose name escapes me, who plays the daughter of the family, psycho family. She's the lead psycho, basically. She's really over the top and scary. Like I said, there's a lot of gore. The family is some kind of zombie creature. It shows them ripping off their skin at the end. A spoiler, but whatever. It really doesn't matter. And you see that there's some kind of zombie creature. That plot twist, I like that plot twist, but at the same time, it did feel like Don Dohler was like, I gotta put something in here. So he put that as a twist. We really didn't need that twist, but you know, it's a small part of the movie, and it's at the very end. The movie itself runs about 73 minutes, so unlike Fiend, this movie knows when to, you know, stop and get on with shit. So I wish Blood Massacre would get a re-release one day. It was the last movie Don Dohler directed until the early 2000s because he was so upset about being screwed over by the producers that he just, you know, said, fuck it, I don't want to direct anymore. And then about 10 years later, he directed again. So, to end this really long, well, it's not really long, 5 minutes. I am gonna review. I'll go to then. To review this, do I recommend Fiend? If you just love cheap '80s schlocky horror, I highly recommend Fiend. Not only because of Fiend, because the Easter egg of Blood Massacre. And by the way, if you're looking for the Easter egg for this, when you go to the special features menu, keep on going down until a picture of the Fiend pops up, and then you click enter, and it'll play Blood Massacre. I wish they really. I don't know why they hid that. This should have been listed as a special feature, in my opinion. But Fiend, if you enjoy it, I think Blood Massacre is the more entertaining of the two movies. It's much better paced, and it's just overall more fun and gory. Fiend is not gory at all. The early Don Dohler movies weren't really that gory. It wasn't until Night Beast where he went full on gore mode, and that was because of a advice by Lloyd Kaufman of Troma president and creator of the Toxic Avenger. He gave them advice: you need more gore and nudity in your movie. So Night Beast was the movie, and I highly recommend Night Beast. I might review that soon. It's a really fun. Probably my favorite one after Blood Massacre. But if you want like a pure Don Dohler movie with gore, Night Beast is big. But I think Fiend is fun. But I think of all his movies, and I can't really say for sure because he did a movie called Alien Factor 2, which it wasn't really Alien Factor 2. He named it that. I have not seen that, and I really wasn't a fan of Dead Hunt, which is he co-directed, and that's the last movie he did before he passed away. But of his early stuff, this is definitely my least favorite. I still enjoyed it because I do like the story. I would actually, I'm gonna be honest, I would like to see a remake of this. You know, pump up the gore and add some new, or put some gore in it, put nudity in it. You know, keep it like 80 to 85 minutes, and it's a good time. What say you, Nicolas Cage, fellow? Yeah, he agrees with me. He told me to review Con Air, but I ain't fucking listening to him. Well, I'm not reviewing Con Air. I just watched it. I'm not gonna fucking review that movie. Are you arguing with me? No, I'm not reviewing Con Air. I don't care if Danny Trejo is in the fucking movie. No, I'm not. I'm not watching The Wicker Man either. I'll watch the fucking original because it's better than your shitty ass remake. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. See what happens when you fuck with me? I scarred your ass. Sorry about that. Overall, like I said, the Blu-ray is a little pricey. I got a good deal from it from somebody on Facebook, a really nice guy, Chris Wilson, I believe his name is. He sent me this, and like I said, I do recommend this. If you're, I keep repeating myself, recommend it, but I highly recommend Blood Massacre. Which, if you don't want to buy this to get it, it's on a set that has a whole bunch of other like movies, like some shot and video movies. Like it has Blood Cult on it. It has Las Vegas Bloodbath. I'll put the link below. It's like the only way to watch Blood Massacre is as an Easter egg on this, or in that set. That set is much cheaper, I believe, than this. This goes for about $20 to $30. Most places, I think, have it for $30. It's not really worth it, but you do get two movies. So look at it that way, 15 to 15. But at the end of the day, yes, watch Fiend. Highly recommend Blood Massacre. I think it's a fun movie. It's very short. It's gory. It's to the point. It has a fun little interesting storyline. You know, the hunters become the hunted, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I'm a big Don Dohler fan. If you like this review, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you're a huge Don Dohler fan, let me know below. And what's your favorite Don Dohler movie? I also highly recommend, there's a documentary out about him called Blood, Boobs, and Beasts. And it's about his career up to his death, up to his death, and about his life in general. It's a really heartwarming and documentary about a B-movie filmmaker who had a strong passion for what he was making. And I actually saw the documentary before I even seen his movies. I didn't even hear of the man because Troma put out the documentary, and I fell in love with his movies right after. And I started watching them, and I just absolutely love Don Dohler's movies. Even though I don't think Fiend's the best, there's no denying There's a lot of passion in this movie. More passion than you see in any Hollywood movie these days. So, I was supposed to end this video. Yeah, see? Fucking scarred your ass again. Don't look at me. But if you like my reviews, give me a thumb. I said it before. I'm Jonathan Knight, and this has been B Movie Madness. Thanks for watching. And stay cheesy, my